program. Right. So what is C? C is a programming language. That is fine. But instead of that, C is a console based. Right. It means that works. I mean, all the program, whatever we are going to develop in C, that will going to deploy on console only. So, like, it means the program which we are going to develop in C, that can be deployed for a console-based application. Okay, that's why it is also known as DOS-based programming. So C was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Okay, and how can you create a program in C? See, we'll have a very fixed structure of C programming that starts with a header file. After that, we'll have a function. This should be the second step. This is first step. Second, we require a function. So that function should be initially a main function. Third, that required a data types. Fourth, it required some input. Okay, and fifth, it required some operations. And the final one, it required some output. So this should be a flow of a C program where you are going to perform something. Now, what are the header files, guys? So let me copy this structure and paste it here to check some aspects like what is header file. So header files which are holding the definition and implementation. Okay, declaration, definition, and implementation of some inbuilt function. Now, what are those functions? Like, see, we have printf, we have scanf. Okay, we'll have getch, we'll have clr, scr. Multiple functions are there. And to present any function, we require these types of brackets. Either you are going with a user-defined functions or inbuilt functions. So what is header file? See, header file will be declared with name.h. So that name can be any name, like that can be stdio.h, onio.h, math.h, right? Multiple header files are there. Okay, now function main should be a basic function that can be say as an entry function. But instead of that, you can also define some other functions at this level. Okay, at this point. So where we are going to put that header file. See, this is my program. Like, see, this tool which I'm going to use to deploy the C program. So first line should be #include stdio.h. This is my first header file which I'm going to use, or this is the minimum required header file if you want to print anything. All right. Now main function, that is the entry function. See, what is the use of main? Compiler, like when you run this program, okay, so that program, like in programming, we'll have some phases. First, you are going to write that. Second, you are going to compile it. Third, you are going to execute or run that. So once you are going to write that, so this will be your end. After that, you are going to compile that. Compilation will find some error. If error are not there, so that can jump to the run section. In run, we can check our output, like whatever we had deployed. Now, second thing is the data type. So what are the data types? Data types in C programming will have integer, will have character, will have float, and some other data types as well. Double. What are the difference? The only difference is in size. The storage capacity. Integer ideally works with 0 to 9 numbers. Characters works between small a to small z, comma, capital A to capital Z. Float, that works with the decimal value like 12.3. Double, that can adopt any double precision value for which is having the higher size. That can work with the float, double, any. So how we are declared this main function, that should be declared in this void main, integer main, whatever you want. And remember one thing, once you create any bracket, open that bracket, simultaneously close that bracket. Otherwise, you will get error. Right, that if you forgot to close that bracket, so maybe you will get error. All right, guys. Now, data type. So, for example, I'm just going to declare a data type which is integer a, comma b, comma c. All right. Now, next is input. So, input either you can do by, see, two types of inputs are there. First is a manual input, that is a predefined. Okay, these are the predefined input, and third is the user defined. So, user defined input which comes at a runtime. Predefined input which defines at a compile time. All right. Now operations. Operations depends upon the user requirement. Like user wants to add, subtract, multiply, okay, factorial, prime, any operation user can perform. Fourth, final one is the output. This is the sixth step. So input we had done. Okay, we had not done input. So let me go with the predefined input, which is a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Now what is our operation? C equals to a plus b. And now the final section which required is the output. If you want to print any message, guys, so you can simply type this printf. Inside double quotes, you can give your message. This will be known as the string section. If you want to print any specific data type, like if you want to print integer, so for integer you can type percentile %t. For float you can type percentile %f. For percentile %f. For character you can type percentile %c. That's it. Now I'm just going to print percentile %d, comma c. Okay, and let me copy this. There. So this is a very simple program, guys. If you have any error, so that error you can easily identify in this command line. Okay, this is an interactive console where we'll get our output. Like for example, if I'm going to remove the semicolon. Now let me run this code. So we'll get error. How you can identify the error? That we'll have some error expected equals to, okay, comma or something like that. See, in line number 6, they are very clearly saying a equals to 10, and we are missing something, an attribute before a. Okay, so let me define semicolon. Now let me run this code. So we'll get 30 as an output. Now see, if you want to print any message, you can print in this way. Addition equals to this. Again, you can run that. Addition equals to 30. This is a very simple program. Okay, the very basic program related to the C program, where we covered this complete structure. We'll have header file, yes. We'll have main function, yes. We'll have data types, yes. We'll have input, these are the inputs. We'll have operations, this is the operation. We'll have output, so this is my output. So like maybe somewhere if people are using CLR, SCR, like if they are working with the Turbo C based compiler. Okay, this is for Turbo C based compiler. So this is to use to remove the previous output. Okay, and to hold output screen, they'll use this function. That's ch. To hold output screen. Even we don't require this in our code, right? We require semicolon, of course. And these two functions are inside another header file, which is dash include conio.h. Conio.h stands for console input output. stdio.h stands for standard input output. So this is the first program related to C program. Now, how can you declare a user defined variable? User defined variable. So to use define user defined variable, we need to use this function that is scanf. This scanner is just a simple machine. Okay, maybe you know that. So with the help of this scanf function, you can remind in that way that we use a scanner to scan anything. So with the help of this scanf function, we can perform the input test, right? Okay, so let me perform this. Okay, so see, if I'll show you the output, so what we are getting, undefined function CLR SCR. See, because this is a cloud-based compiler, so that, I mean, that does not require this function that you can test in your Turbo C. If you are using Turbo C based compiler, so you can use that. That works perfectly fine. Now we require user input. So how we can do this, guys? Printf enter number 8. See, this is a standard approach. When you are going to create any program, so follow the standard approach. That please give a message to user that please enter number 8, and after that you can type scanf percentile d comma m% of semicolon. Now I'm going to enter another number. What I'll do, I'll just copy that. Enter b. All right. Okay. Now see, this is my structure. What this structure does, that will gives us the user defined. Once again, sorry. That will gives us a user defined value like 12, 23, 24. We'll get addition equals to 47. This is the way that how you can perform the user based input. Now, if you are going to perform the division of this operation, like C equals to A divided by B. So enter number A. So let me input 24. One second. Enter number B. So let me input 2. One second, guys. Let me run this code again. 24 and 2. So we'll get, oh, that is not actually addition. I forgot to give the message. So we are getting this addition equals to 12, but actually that is not addition. That is a division. See, earlier I tell you this is a string value, so you can write anything in that. Now number is 12, 24, and then 5. So it gives us 4, which is not correct. The answer should be 4.8 because we are treating with the integer value. So earlier what I tell you, integer gives you the complete data, right? So we are getting a complete number. Okay, we are not getting any fractional value. If you want to work with a fractional value, so you need to change this to float. Simultaneously, you need to change this section as well as float. Okay, and this section float as well. F. Let me run this. 24 and 5. Now we'll get 4.8. Okay. This is how you can work with the different types of data types in C program. Okay. Now the second thing is, what are the conditional statements? So conditional statements are those statements which require, which is having some condition. So conditions like that. See, where you have either first condition is true or second condition is true. So if second condition is true, so that will known as the else block. If first is true, so second will become false, or vice versa. If this is true, so this become false. What does it mean? See, if I'll ask you, are you eligible for the voting in India? So you said that what is your age? Okay, so your age is 17. it means you are not eligible. If you said your age is 25, it means you are eligible. So how we can do this? Let me create a program in this case based on the conditional statements. So let me define an integer age. Let me ask from user. So hold on, let me give a message. Printf, enter your age. Scanner, percentile D, comma, 10% of age. Now there you are going to ask, user will, or the console will going to ask your age. If age is greater than, guys, this is a new symbol which we are having. So in C programming, we are having some symbols like which are known as the operators. Operators like the simple one, plus, minus, multiply, divide, okay, greater than, less than. These are known as angular bracket. Double equals to, not equals to, relational operator, logical operator, shift operators. Multiple operators we'll have in this programming. Okay, in all the programming, not C, in all the programming we'll have multiple operators. Okay, now if your age is greater than, for example, I said 18, greater than or equal to 18. So printf, you can vote. If it means if this block is true, if this condition is satisfied, else you can simply type you cannot go for voting. You cannot vote. Okay, we are not going to save it. Now let me run this code. Enter your age. For example, if you say your age is 70, you cannot vote, because in this case, guys, this block is not executed. If this block is not executed, then else block will execute. Let me run this again. If you are going to input your age is 18, so you can vote. Okay, because you are satisfying the given criteria by the government. This is known as the conditional statement. Now, how can you apply this to character? The character related program. So what I'll do, let me make a program to check vowel, so that we can learn the character data type as well. We had learned integer, we had learned float. Now we are going to learn the character. So guys, character, like what is vowel? Vowels are multiple: A, E, I, O, U. All right. So A, E, I, O, U means we have 4 characters. It means we'll have multiple true. A, E, I, O, U. So first of all, let me remove it. Instead of this, let me initialize character X. Okay, anything you can take. X, A, U, V. Let me take character input. Okay, or IN. That also works. Please enter your char value. So how you are going to input a character value? The same approach. Scanf percentile C, comma, 10% IN. That will going to ask user about the character. Okay. Now, if IN double equals to single quotes A, character we are going to present in this format. So printf, this is all. But guys, there we'll have the multiple condition. So if you'll have a multiple condition, so that can be write as a else if. In Java, that will also write as a else if. In Python, that will write as elif. IN double equals to E. Now let me copy this line. And now I'm just going to copy it 4 times, 3 times. A done, E done, I, O, U. So this should be I, this should be O, this should be U. And what we are going to put in else block? Else means that is a consonant. 1 second. This is not a vowel. That's it. That works for me. Let me run this code. If there is any error, so we can identify that error at this section. So let me print Y. This is not a vowel. Perfect. Let me go with A. This is vowel. So this is about the conditional statement, how conditional statement works. So what we learn in this session, we learn about the basic of C. Okay, data types, how to perform the user input, some operations, how we can write output, and the conditional statements which are known as if else. So instead of if else, you can also use switch. What should be the change in this case, guys? Switch block we'll have. Okay, in the switch, once again, you are simply going to type the IN. So IN will be your value. So in this, you will have a case. So what is the first case? First case is A. If this is the case, so you can simply print this is vowel and break. Now, in the same way, you're just going to copy this. Copy, paste, 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 paste. A, E, I, O, and then U. Sorry, U. That works for me, right? So we don't require this if block. But we require this else, guys. In case of this else, you can use the default keyword. And in this default keyword, you can print this is not a vowel. But guys, we have a structure in switch. So let me run this code. So what is the difference in that? If I'm going to run this code, so what we are getting? Okay, so expected, right? Default one. Entire character value. So R. This is not a vowel. And then we'll have E. This is vowel. So this is the structure of switch case, guys. So that's it for this session. Rest we are going to cover in next session, next video, guys. All right. Thank you.